Hey y'all, welcome back to the crazy. 7 or 8 months later, here I am again. I'm Leslie. This is Phat Cat Flossing, a channel mostly about cross stitch and whatever crafts I do, and a little bit about my crazy catty wonderful life. Today is Wednesday, February 8th, I think. And this is my first FlossTube, 2023, by the way. And this is my first FlossTube since the beginning of July 2022. Because it's been a while, you know, stuff happens. And to give you an idea about that, the last time I saw you guys, I was having trouble with my shoulder. I originally tore my rotator cuff in 2002 when I was working as a flight nurse for San Antonio Air Life. I had it repaired at that time, and over 20 years of use, that repair just broke down. And I saw the orthopedic surgeon in August, and of course, nothing gets done in a hurry. So I had surgery, secondary rotator cuff repair, October 14th. And while I would not say it's been fun, look y'all, I can raise my arm. I can stitch. And I was down to where I just really could not stitch at all before surgery. I think the last time I saw y'all, I could stitch for maybe half an hour at a time, and then it really started bothering me. And I got to where I really could not stitch at all. And all told, I had about 4.5 or 5 months where I just didn't stitch, which drove me nuts. So I am very grateful to God and my surgeon that I am able to stitch again. And I've been stitching again since, I think, the end of December, probably. And I've been a little manic about it, as you'll see. Surgery was no fun, and I'm never going to have full mobility and full strength like the doctor told me. Things don't heal as well in your 60s as they do in your 30s, so just be prepared. But I had a great physical therapist, and I can do pretty much everything I want to do except get my arm behind my back to put on my bra. But as much as I hate wearing a bra, not that big a deal. So anyway, grateful that that went well and is pretty much over and done with. Hurts a little sometimes, but so much better than it was before surgery. My hubby's doing good. My son and grandson are doing great. My Christmas present from my son was an airline ticket to go to Florida to see them for several days in December. And that was awesome. I hadn't seen him for about, I think it had been, well, it had been about 6 months. And then before that, it had been about 18 months before I saw him. So it was great to spend time with them. And I got to meet his girlfriend who's just moved in with them, and she's awesome. She loves my grandson, and as long as she loves my son and grandson, I will love her right back. So it's all been good. I've had lots of kitties. The last of my 2022 kittens are actually leaving this weekend. I'm going to a cat show in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and I'm dropping one of them off at the airport in Tulsa on Friday. Tulsa's about halfway between here and Stillwater. And then the pet courier is meeting me in Stillwater to pick up the other one, and he's going to fly to North Carolina. The one I'm dropping off in Tulsa is flying to Canada. And then there's a couple that are staying with me. So all the babies are good. My stud boy is 13 months old and doesn't know he's a boy yet, so I have no pregnant girls yet. Is what it is. He'll figure it out sooner or later, I hope. And if you hear Wild Kingdom noises, he does have a girlfriend in with him over here in this run behind me. So that's almost 4 minutes of about me, and that's probably enough. So let's talk about what I've been stitching on. And then y'all, I have the haul segment from hell, and y'all cut me some slack because, you know, it's been 7 months since I made a video, so I've had plenty of time to enhance my stash. But we'll start out with something I stitched a long time ago. This is a SamSarah design. And I don't really remember what the name of it is. If you need to know, I can probably figure it out, or you can go back to one of my old videos and see it. It was stitched 2/2 on a 28 count. I think this is Lugana, but I might be wrong. It's a 28 count even weave. Hand dye, I no longer remember the name of it. And the reason I have it in here is it was hanging in my kitten room, and my kitties had been very, very bad. They kept jumping up and grabbing it, and they really frayed it here. So I'm going to take out this bottom seam and, you know, basically turn it up and make it look a little better. It's never going to be perfect, but in my house, perfect is really not a big deal. And anyway, so I'll be taking that apart and fixing that before too long here. Badness kittens. And it will not go back to hang in the kitten room again. Learn my lesson. They're little demons. Y'all, my stacks have stacks over here, so be patient with me. I have had several finishes because I have been, like I said, I've been a mite obsessed. This is the first thing when I started stitching again. This is what I pulled out. This is a Shepherd's Song from Plum Street Samplers. And it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. And I am sorry for the weird light. When I haven't used my ring light in 7 months. And when I plugged it in today, it did not work. So I have my Ott task light providing our illumination today. And it's going to throw that weird shadow or weird glare on my glasses. So sorry about that. Let's see if I have a board down here that I can use. That would be a big no. Okay, so how about an old calendar? That'll work, right? This is a Shepherd's Song from Plum Street Samplers. And I finished this the first week of January. And I had a start on it. I had most of the roof done and a couple of sheep. But when I started stitching in December, I just really went gangbusters on this and finished it. And I think it came out just so beautifully. And when I get a chance, see, I'm having trouble holding things up. When I get a chance, I'm going to be getting this framed, and it will probably go to the kitchen where my other sheep are hanging. But I think it's beautiful. I love that psalm, and I'm super, super happy with the way it's stitched, with the way it came out. It's stitched 1/2 on 40 count Cafe au lait. Sorry, my place put that big honking thing. 1/2 on 40 count Cafe au lait. I do not know the maker of the linen. Teresa did not put the maker on the tag. I had ordered the linen from her, but and it's just miscellaneous cotton flosses. Some of the called for, some from my stash. I did make a couple of changes. This sheep here was, the called for was caper. And caper is the same olivey dark green that's in the door, but it was greener than what I wanted my sheep to be. This sheep and this one, I think. No, this one, the polka dot. The polka dot one was supposed to be caper, and then this one here with the argyle pattern in him was supposed to be caper. I changed both of them to a couple of different Victorian motto grays, just because I didn't want green sheep. So, love the way it came out. Super happy with it. A Shepherd's Song from Plum Street Samplers, and that will be getting finished, or finally finished. Hopefully here I can find, if I don't have a frame that'll fit it, hopefully I can find one before too long, because where the heck am I going to put it? Because I love it. After I got done with that, I pulled out this is a Stitcher's Heart from Little House Needleworks. And I think I started this from Mania last year. The other one was a Mania start also. And I had like the bottom part of the border around it here and the house stitched. And that was about it. So basically from here down, I had done. And I got it finished also, probably a week or so after I got the other one done. I'm also very happy with how it came out. It is 1/2 on, I believe this is XG Designs My Little Dove. And I also made a couple of changes in it. I changed the birds to be bluebirds. And, well, I changed everything because I kitted it from stash. And it's just miscellaneous cotton flosses from my stash. I don't think it's any of the called for. But the big color change I made was that I made the birds blue, and I think that was the only big change I made to that one. But again, very happy with how that came out. And this one will be finished into a pillow when I get around to doing it. And then I kept going. I pulled out Love Always from AnnieBeez, and I believe this was also a Mania 2022 start. And I made lots of changes to this one also. This may also be My Little Dove. And I kitted it with just silks from my stash. So it's similar to the call for, but sorry, trying to get the glare off that. Not exactly. I am so out of practice, y'all. I'm sorry. I've got an error up here in this border, and ask me if I care. The answer to that would be no, I do not. I stitched these things in that, whatever that thing is there, that little cartouche that I ended up putting my initials and 23 in. Those are in the wrong color. Again, I don't care. It's cute. It will probably also be a little pillow finish. I probably won't get it done in time for Valentine's because I'm leaving on Friday to go to show in Stillwater. Tomorrow is get health certificates for the kittens day. Not gonna be done by Valentine's, but oh well, I don't care. It's all good. Okay, put all of my stuff back in this bag so it doesn't get messed up. And then I had, I think that was all my finishes. Oh no, I had one more finish. Like I said, I went gangbusters. This is the Bitter Flower sampler from Birds of a Feather. This was out of print, but I believe McKenna at 1884 Stitchery has acquired the rights to the Birds of a Feather designs and is re-releasing them. So I do believe you can now get this. I stitched this in none of the call for. This is 36 count soft porcelain from Luminous Fiber Arts, Misty Purcell. And this is stitched 1/2. Well, let me rephrase that. It is mostly 1/2. Anywhere you see green, which is the dark green and the light green here, that is stitched 2/2 because those two colors were hand-dyed silks from Hand Dyed Fibers by Vicki Clayton, and I did not like the coverage on this with one strand of that. Most silk I find is fine on anything 32 count or larger. That is a finer silk. I think it's probably more reminiscent of the 100.3 silks, and I didn't like the coverage, so I did anything green is done 2/2, and the rest of it is 1/2, and it's very cute. I like how it came out. This one, I will, if I can try to find a frame that fits it, I will be framing this one. Very cute. I did change the wording. The original wording on the chart is "The bee sucks honey out of the bitterest flowers," and I changed that. Lynette at Homesteading on the Home Front also changed this a couple years ago, and I used her idea and substituted the word "draws" for the word "sucks." Not because I'm a prude, because I have a potty mouth from hell, but I just thought I just liked the way it sounded better. So I changed it. There's my silks. And I finished that one last Saturday, I think. So proud of myself. That's 4 finishes in January. Now, the finishes are going to slow down. They're going to come to a screeching halt because I have very few other things that are anywhere near being within striking distance of a finish. So, yeah, we're not going to see so much of that. But I did work on some other stuff. I had a pretty good start on this one. This is the Day from Plum Street Samplers. And I was really alternating back and forth with this one and a shepherd's song. Mostly the call for cotton flosses. I think I may have substituted one or two if I didn't have them, but mostly call for. And anyway, I was kind of alternating back and forth, and then I got obsessed with a shepherd song and finished that one. And I am not super far off on this one. I made a lot of good progress on this one. I had basically, I think, the outline of the house, and that was about it. So I've done this basket of flowers, filled in some of the house, started the wording down here, added a couple of goats and the smoke coming out of the chimneys, and the borders. And this one, I think if I put another solid week into it, I might be able to finish this one. And I'll talk about that a little bit. I am in the process of counting and kind of organizing my whips. And I plan to do a whip parade next week when I have time, and we'll talk more about that. But my basic plan is I'm going to take my BAPs, my bigger projects, and once a month, I am going to devote a solid week to a BAP. I may have more than 12 BAPs, so that may or may not work so well. But I am determined I am going to make some progress, because my tendency is to be kind of ADD-ish and go, oh, squirrel, and go off and work on this little thing or that little thing, and I don't make a lot of progress on the bigger things. And I love the bigger things I've started, so this is what and I have a distressing tendency that if I set up a formal rotation where I'm going to stitch this and this and this and this, if you tell me I'm going to do something, odds are good that I am not going to do it. I'll just dig in my heels and not do it, because that's just a kind of unpleasant person I can be. So I think I'm just going to, 1 week a month, pick one of the big things, try to work solidly for a week on that, and then the rest of the month I can do what I want. And hopefully I will make some good progress on some of the bigger things that way. This is the one I am working on currently, and my plan is to work through this one until I finish it. That's not it. Wrong chart. I've got several things in the same bag. Here we go. This is Garden Faire from AnnieBeez FolkArt. I think it's super cute. I love everything she designs. That's knocked up on the floor. And I am stitching this 1/2 on 36 count Picture This Plus Murmur. I have a few of the called for, but most of them are just miscellaneous from my stash. Some of them are substituted DMCs. Some of them are just substituted other flosses if I thought the color was close. 36 count Picture This Plus Murmur, which is a very lightly apricot-y tinted fabric. And that's where I am. And when I pulled this out, I had this central flower motif. The bee scap, I think I had 1 egg maybe. And I had maybe a couple of rows on her dress. I did the chicken last night. I did some more on the dress Sunday, I think. I have a fatal error in this. For some reason, this is only 24 instead of 25 stitches wide. I am not going to pull it out. I'm just not going to. I don't have that many hoots to give. So I have got to figure out a way to compensate up here at the top and still get her head centered on her shoulders. That may or may not be successful, but I'm going to give it an old college try. So that's what I'm working on right now. And again, it's miscellaneous cotton flosses on 36 count. Picture This Plus Murmur, and it is 1/2. Because I don't like stitching with 2. Several weeks ago, I met, his name is Moses. He is the guy who does kitten transport for me. I've known him since he was a kid, running around cat show halls with his mother, who's a ragdoll breeder. And Moses did not have time to drive all the way from where he lives in Houston up to Northwest Arkansas. So I met him down at the Texas-Oklahoma border, which is about a 4.5-hour trip for me. So I had some car stitching time, and I worked on, well, I guess I should show you this first. This is Lady Kathryn Kitty, Hello and Goodbye from, I think, Summer House, right? Yes, Summer House Stitchworks. And I think it's super cute. I think this was a market release last year, I believe. It is on a 32 count even weave, which is easy to see in the car. And I am stitching this 2/2 because I did not like the cotton floss coverage on this even weave. And I don't know what the linen is other than it's a 32 count even weave. Anyway, I made pretty good progress. I got all of the fill-in on the kitty here. I think that was all I did. But I did get some progress on this one. And again, that's 2/2 on a 32 count even weave with most of the call for DMC. I think I may have, seems like I had to change the pink because or the green, I don't remember. I changed one of them because I didn't have it. Or, well, when I say I didn't have it, it was in another project because I do have a full set of DMC, but I was too lazy to go looking for it. Y'all may see the lazy thing running as a central theme throughout this. All right, this is one of those BAPs I was talking about. This is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. This is Elizabeth Weston, circa 1830, from Hands Across the Sea, or Hats. And she is so beautiful. And I just fell in love with all, I love pink. And I fell in love with all the pinks in this. Had to have it. This is the first and only hats I've ever stitched on. And she is a big girl. She is 443, I'm sorry, 433 by 449. So she's freaking huge. So she well deserves her title of BAP. I am stitching it with the called for Overswat. Got them in bags just to keep them from getting ratty. And she is on 36 count. I believe this is Picture This Plus Bramble. And she's huge, y'all. Huge. I probably can't even show her all. She's huge. I've got the border all the way around. And what I accomplished when I pulled her out, and I think like the 3rd week of January is when I stitched on this. And I did give her a full 7 days. Whether I wanted to or not, I did. And it's not that I don't like stitching her. I tend to get bored and I want to switch about every 3 days, but gotta get it done. And what I accomplished on her was this bird on his branch here. I can get him, there we go. And then I added a couple of flowers. Oops, sorry, y'all can't see that. A couple of flowers to the border. And then I went as much, what I did then was as much around the border as I could, adding the stems to the flowers. I also was an idiot. I had started this line of the, I don't know if you call it border in the middle, whatever, but I had started from this side, and then when I decided I was going to do that, I came back from this side because I was working over here on the bird and started doing it. And I have a mismatch. I am 1 stitch off somewhere. I don't know where. I do not think I am going to rip it out. I think I am just going to compensate it somewhere. It's 75 or 80,000 stitches. If you can find my error once I frame it, okay, you find it. But I do have an error there, and I will have to compensate for that. But I'm pretty pleased with my bird there on his branch. And then I do not enjoy stitching these little curlicue stems here, but I got most of them done. I've got on the bottom, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that side. So I've got a total of 6 more of those. When I pull this back out, that's going to be the next thing I do, is fill in those stems. And then I do like the flowers because they're pretty pinks, most of them. But I'm pleased with my progress on Elizabeth, getting a solid week in on her. And she may come back out, she may not. I haven't counted the number of projects I have that I would call a BAP. Oops, this is kind of tilted back. There we go. That I would call a BAP, but there's quite a few of them. So I need to make some more progress on all that stuff. So Elizabeth will get her turn again when she gets her turn. Put everything up so I don't lose it. And that's all of what I have stitched on. Now, next we come to haul. Y'all, I have a metric poop ton of haul. But again, it's been 7 months, okay? Bear in mind, 7 months, that's a long time. And I kept, even though I wasn't stitching, I had faith that God was going to make it so I could stitch again. And I kept acquiring stash. And I just stacked those on top of the stash I need to show. So bear with me for a second. As I pick up thread I have dropped on the floor. Out of frame, sorry. Y'all can see my big mess behind me there. Okay, stay. That back out of the way. This room, y'all, when I was not able to do any crafting, it just became, my desk just got to be, throw it on there. What the heck? I did clean most of that up. Most of it. I've got a bunch of little short hairs here. They're driving me crazy because they tickle. All right, my first little bit of haul. This is from Artist Design, and I got mine on Amazon. Some Needleworks stores may carry it. I don't know specifically, but it is called Sampler Stitching Notebook. And I am terrible about remembering when I start, when I finish, what I stitched on, all that kind of stuff. And what this does is it has a place for you to record all of that. The name of your project, the designer, you can put how much you like stitching it, what you stitched it on. I mean, you can be very, very detailed. And there's also a place to put a picture. So I have started going through my whips. Lord knows I am not anywhere near done, but I have started filling in some of that. So anyway, I am hoping this helps me be better organized instead of going, I don't know what it's stitched on. So I like it so far, and we'll see how that goes. Hubby was very generous when he saw that I had gotten that. And I have seen, because he said, well, what are you going to do about pictures? And I was like, I guess I'll just print out something on my printer. Because I have a big laser printer for printing all the cat paperwork. And he said, well, that's not going to be very cost effective or work very well. And I had seen this. I think Carol Saltbox Stitcher has one. And I've seen somebody else with one, but I don't remember who now. This is the Ivy Canon printer, and it specifically is made for printing little photos. So, and I think it was not much. I think I got it on sale for $79 from Best Buy. And I got another package of paper, and I may need a second package of paper. But my plan is probably when I get done with this and have it started uploading, I'm going to start printing pictures, you know, take the pictures of all my whips and start printing them to put in my little notebook. And again, hopefully get a little bit better organized. Y'all think good thoughts for me. I can kill a printer from 20 paces. I have terrible luck with printers. So think good thoughts that I can make this work. I wouldn't bet good money on it if I were you, but think good thoughts. Let me get a drink of water. In case you wondered, that was my coaster. But Jay is still in one piece. Woohoo! Because he's cute and I wouldn't want to break him. Go figure, it's a cat thing. Okay, the rest of my haul. Are you ready? This could take a while. We're going to start with floss because I have a crap ton of it. I got an email from Color and Cotton that they, I think it was either their December or January flosses of the month. They had extras. And I used to be a member of the Floss of the Month Club, and I quit for a while because I was just accruing so much stuff. But I did think these were pretty colors, and I ordered some of those. And then I was watching someone, it may have been Sweetwater Stitcher. Don't quote me on that because I've slept since then. And whoever it was mentioning that they had seen that Color and Cotton had a whole bunch of mist dyes, and they were selling 20-yard hanks of floss for, I think it was $4. And when I actually got to their website, I found a couple of them for like $2.33. I mean, they were super cheap. So I got a number, because I do really like Color and Cotton floss. I got a number of the 20-yard hanks of that for super cheap. I mean, I think like this whole big bunch of floss was $24 or $25, and those are 20-yard hanks, so that's a lot of floss. I was very happy about that. And then I've been to the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock several times, and I am not going to name all of these off because we'd be here till Christmas next year or this year. But I have acquired, these are all miscellaneous Color and Cotton, or not Color and Cotton, classic Colorworks, Weeks, or Gentle Arts flosses that are called for, that I did not have in my stash, and that are called for in something I am planning to stitch. Notice I say planning to stitch because, well, my plan is really to work my whips down, because I think I am approaching 50-ish, which is ridiculous. For me anyway. If you have 100 whips, I don't care. You do you. But for me, 50 seems like a lot. And I want to get that number down. I love everything I've started. I want to get that number down. But I can't imagine that I won't start anything, right? I mean, what are the odds? So I have some new flosses. And again, those have been acquired over several visits. To continue with flosses, I am still a member of the Silks for You Silk of the Month Club. It is $21 for 5, I believe they are 10 meter, so more than 10 yards. And I have multiple months of this. This is October 2022. Pretty grays and browns. This was August 2022, and these are pretty corals and peaches, and I'm sorry that light is really blowing those out. I love Silks for You flosses. They are not only a great deal economically, but the quality of the floss is excellent. The color intensity is very, very good, and it stitches up beautifully. I get excellent coverage even on 32 count with these. These were July 2022. Beautiful blues. Y'all can see I've just thrown these on my desk, never even taken them out of the bag. November 2022. A little bit more variegated. Some of their flosses have fairly significant variegation, and some are just beautiful solids. But again, the quality of them is wonderful. Almost done. Only 2 more batches. September 2022. Kind of tealy, turquoisey blues. I think they're slightly more green than what they're showing, especially this one here on this side. Slightly more green than what they're showing up for you, but super pretty colors. And these also have quite a little bit of variegation in them. And then last one, although my February one should be arriving pretty soon. This is December 2022, and they are a lavender purple assortment. They're looking more brown on camera than what they really are. Super, super pretty. That was all my silks added to my stash. Where will I put those? Somewhere, right? Somewhere. Then we get to linen. Yeah, there's some of that too. I am a member of Michelle Rudy's Patreon, and I may have shown these before, I just don't remember. But if you're a member of her Patreon, you get a fat quarter of linen once every quarter. And these were number 2 and number 3. This one is a very pretty kind of mottled green neutral, and this is a very pretty, just you know, grayish neutral. Super pretty. And they have a wonderful hand to work with. And then, y'all, I've lost my mind with linen. I am doing 2 more stockings. I think my son is probably going to be formalizing his relationship with his girlfriend this year. And I am, super thrilled about that because she is just a lovely girl. Her name is Claudia, and she's Hungarian. She's actually from Hungary, but she's just the sweetest thing ever. Anyway, so I'm going to do 2 more Christmas of the Shepherd's Bush stockings for them. And I called Shepherd's Bush, and Anne sent me, this is actually 4 fat quarters of 18 count. This is R&R Classic Homespun. They have quit, I don't remember who the manufacturer of the called for 18 count linen for the Shepherd's Bush stockings is. This is a pretty close match. They have quit making that original called for. She had 4 quarters of this left in stock, and on the off chance that they actually give me some more grandbabies, I might need to do some more stockings. I went ahead and got all 4 of the fat quarters that she had of that. So you might, if you are interested in doing any of those stockings, you might contact whomever your LNS is and see what they can get. You can still get the called for in a 20 count, but it's not the 18. And then, again, on my several visits to Little Rock, I've acquired quite a bit of linen stash. This is 45 count Jersey cream. And I have a plan for this. This is going to be my next start, I think. And it's a weird little cut. And I'll tell you why in a minute when I get to all the patterns. Jersey cream is from, I believe it's Access Commodities. And it's not a Zweigart linen, but it has, to me, a very similar hand, very similar feel to the Zweigart. I am hoping that I am not overly challenged by stitching. I can stitch on 46 count, but I've only done a couple of smalls on it. Fingers crossed. This is a piece of Weeks Dye Works 36 count. I think it's dull. I'm not sure. I bought this also for, oh, you know what? I don't remember. I think this was a remnant. I don't remember what I bought it for. But it was just a pretty color, and it's an odd size, but I will cut that up into a couple of pieces and get several smalls out of that. At least 2, maybe more. This is Needle and Flax Hemingway. I've not stitched on Rachel's fabrics before. This is my first one of hers. Really, really like the feel of it. And this is her 40 count Hemingway. Very pretty. It's a good sampler neutral. I don't love browns, but the good thing about something with this much color to it is whites will show up on it. This is 40 count Fox and Rabbit Eucalyptus, which is just a very pretty green, bluey green color. And that also, I think it's a fat eighth. It's a smaller piece, but I'll do something on it. I don't know what, something. This is also Fox and Rabbit. This one is called Saltbush. And it's a grayish with a little bit of a greeny blue tint to it. See if you can see that color better if I open it out. I apologize, my light is not doing me any favors. Very pretty. This is Fox and Rabbit Lyrebird, and it is a dark greeny blue tealish undertone, and almost all of these are fat quarters. may be Color and Cotton. It's abbreviated CC. I'm not sure who the dyer is. It's abbreviated CC on the tag. It reminds me a lot of Weeks, I want to say Tobacco, but I don't think that's the right name. It's a bronzy gold, but it's also a 40 count. There's more. I've lost my mind. I am determined after this, I am not spending any more. Well, market's coming. I'm going to spend more, but I'm not buying any more linen for a while. Maybe. I've been to the eye doctor. My prescription has changed, if you can't tell. I actually have gone down a full diopter in what I require for close reading. So I have new glasses ordered, but they ain't here yet, and I can't see crap. So this is NBD. I don't know who NBD is. Ween Beans. It's a pretty mottled light brown. Would that be Needle Bling Designs? Do they do linen? I'll have to ask her. This is good old Vintage Country Mocha. And people turn their noses up at Vintage Country Mocha, and I don't know why. It is a printed linen. It's not hand-dyed. It's printed. It's plain on the one side. Got kind of a stripy modeling to it on the printed side. It's a great linen, y'all. It's a great linen. It's 40 count. 40 count, this particular one, it comes in all the way down to 28 count, I think. And it may come in Aida. I just don't know because I don't stitch on Aida. But I bet it probably does. And while this fat quarter was $22, the average price of these other fat quarters is around $33 or $34. 31, depends on the dyer. 30, 34. So, you know, 30 to 34. This is 22. Super cost effective. It stitches well. Don't turn your nose up at Vintage Country Mocha. It's a great linen. Oh, this is SHD. I don't know who that dyer is either. I'm going to have to ask again. Anyway, I have a specific plan for this, and I, again, will show you that when I get to my my charts to show you. But it's a really pretty grayish, a little bit darker grayish, quite a bit of modeling to it. Super pretty. I was only going to get a fat eighth, but she had a fat quarter pre-cut, and I couldn't help myself. This is Picture This Plus Oaken in a 40 count. This is, oh, this is also Needle and Flax. This is Steinbeck. A little bit more brown than the Hemingway, I think. Let me pull out the Hemingway. You can kind of see them side by side, if I can find it. Well, there we go. This is Hemingway, and this is Steinbeck. The Steinbeck is a little cooler. This has a little bit more of a gold undertone. It's a little bit more brownish. This is R&R Salt Marsh in 40 count. Greenish. Picture This Plus Fresco. I really like Fresco. I've stitched several things on it. It's, the underlying color is a pinky beige, and it's got very light kind of greeny and little touches of pinkish modeling running through it. It's just a very pretty linen. I like it a lot. And then the last one, believe it or not, this is Fox and Rabbit Baked Clay. Also just a pretty neutral. So there's my linen haul. That's one. That's a lot. I'm not going to count them. I'm embarrassed. Then we get, and if you think I'm embarrassed by the linen, wait till you get to the charts. Lost my mind, y'all. Lost my mind. I couldn't stitch. I was bored. I shopped. So there. But again, bear in mind, 7 months. I do have plans for several things from Market. The Blue Flower has released a companion piece to Night Walks Down called The Glad Sun. Gonna have to have that. And the Teresa Kogut has a couple that I'm gonna need. Need, not just want, but need. But this is stuff I have picked up over the last 7 months. Not Market, just I wanted it. Okay, this is an older one. This is Ghoul Tidings to You from Plum Street. I have looked at this, I don't know how many times, and thought, that's really cute. I want to do that. And I love it because the witch has cats pulling her sled or whatever that thing is she's riding on. It's got cats pulling it. Cats, right? I needed it. And this is a little bit darker than the call for. This is the Boston, but that's what I'm planning to do that on. I think it will translate pretty well and everything should show up on that. So that's my plan for that one. I should probably tuck that in that bag. And then remember I showed you the long skinny piece of 46 count Jersey cream. I was surfing Instagram the other day. It's a bad plan. Don't do it. You'll just get sucked in like I did. And I saw that Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher, had posted a picture of her Brenda Gervais Summer Schoolhouse series that she stitched all in one. Well, I have looked at these multiple times on the little pillows and thought, well, those are really cute. But I do not enjoy stitching 1 over 1. I can do it. I have done it. I will do it again on some smaller things. But I had zero desire to stitch this whole series 1 over 1. But I saw them all stitched all together. And I fell in hook, line, and sinker. So when I was there yesterday at the Shepherd's Needle, I have now acquired all 4 of Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread, the Summer Schoolhouse series. And I plan to do exactly what Sherry did and stitch them as one continuous piece, which will be an odd shape. It'll be long and narrow, but there's a spot over my door right over there that I think is calling for it, just calling for it. So I will be starting this shortly, probably once I finish Garden Faire, assuming I can resist that long. This is probably going to be the next thing I start. Don't show me a bird because I'll buy it. This is Chubby Bird from Jeanette Douglas, and Anne had it packaged with a little pie tin. So I went ahead and got that. I've got too much stuff. I'm going all over the place. Stay. Okay. I love everything AnnieBeez does. I think she released this last summer. This is Be Sweet from AnnieBeez FolkArt. And you know, Bumblebee Burmans, I love me some bee stuff, so I needed that. When I get around to patriotic stitching, this is gonna need to be done. I blame this squarely on Helen Daly. Oh, her FlossTube name has gone right out of my head, but they're doing a sale starting this month for Strawberry Faire. I needed it. I have looked at this multiple times. Like many people, I love everything Brenda Gervais. This is Heart and Hand. This is an older Brenda Gervais, but it is a really, really pretty sampler. Really, really pretty. And it's not huge. It's... This is one thing I do not like about Brenda Gervais is she doesn't do DMC conversions and she doesn't put stitch counts where they are easily visible. So I can't tell you the stitch count, but it is not huge and it is very cute. More AnnieBeez because I love me some AnnieBeez. Redwork pears. Love them. I want to start all of this stuff, y'all, and I've just made up my mind. I can't start all the things. I have to finish some things. Another Brenda Gervais Yuletide delivery. I'm sorry, not Brenda Gervais. Paulette Stewart at Plum Street Samplers. Super cute. And I love me some Plum Street. This, I believe, was an exclusive. And it may have been to Country Sampler, but I don't remember anymore. I don't love stitching on dark linen, but I love the way that looks on dark linen. Oh, and this is called This Happy Morning. Celebrating the Christ child's birth. Another Plum Street. Buy all the Plum Streets. This is Liberty's Welcome. Yeah, Liberty's Welcome. Also from Plum Street. I'm about to finish another Plum Street. I can start one, right? Yeah. Or should I start this one? I think I ordered this one from Farm Girl when she had the pre-order on it. This is Live on Little. Also from Plum Street. And it's just, I love the colors. I think it's really, really pretty with those blues and grays. And of course, pink flowers in the border. Stacy Nash Primitives. This is a Liberty Sewing Pouch. It's just cute, y'all. And that's a simple one. That won't take long to do. One of my kitties has personalized the corner of it. Hopefully he has not damaged the chart. This is a new designer to me. Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitching. This is Hester's special delivery. This may have been a market release last year. I don't remember now. Or I may have just seen it on Instagram. Who knows? But love the bunny jumping over the house. Super cute. And then I have a whole passel of these because I fell down this particular rabbit hole. The other 4 have already been put away. This is the stocking series that AnnieBeez did with Crazy Annie Stitching. And of course I have all 12 of them. Who knows what I'll do with those? I'm insane. I admit it. I am freaking insane. This one is an Etsy download. This was Strawberry Harvest from Stitches Through the Years. I think I've downloaded stuff from hers before, and I just thought that was super cute. Like the little sheep on his hill, reminiscent of some shepherd's bush. And I like this, the sentiment, keep life simple. And then this can be blamed on, oh, her name has gone out of my head. Jen's mom at 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. Lee, maybe? It's gone. Anyway, she started and probably is finished by now on their last 24 hours. This is an old chart. This is the Hospitality Sampler from Words of Praise. And I kind of think the copyright date on this one, I want to say like the late 80s maybe. Might have been even the early 80s. Anyway, it's old. It's old. It's probably 40 years old. But it's beautiful, y'all. It's a terrible picture of it. It's beautiful. There's also not a whole lot of stitching in it. I mean, there's going to be some fill in there, but other than that, it's not real dense stitching. And this is also one of my favorite quotes from the Bible, and it says, "Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares." This needs to hang by my front door. And then last but not least, I showed y'all that I had ordered the sampler notebook thing from Artist Designs. Previous to that, I had ordered the Book of Days from Needlework Press. This is today's giveaway. I'm not going to use it. I've taken it out of the bag and looked at it. I wanted something more specific like the sampler notebook. But if you want a 2023 Book of Days, say book in a comment. Just comment below and say book. Now, and by the way, I owe some giveaways from 7 months ago. That next week, when I'm done with cat show stuff and worrying about getting kittens sent off, I will go back and go through that. And I apologize to anybody that I didn't get things to. I just had a really bad attitude because I couldn't stitch. And I wanted nothing to do with doing anything. So I apologize that I have owed you something and have not gotten it to you. I will go back and get those out to people if you have sent me your address previously. We're going to do things the same in that you comment below and use the word book. However, there are a number of FlossTubers who have had issues with people using fake accounts to try to get people to, you know, click their link, and it's a scam, was what it boils down to. So I'm no longer going to be doing the comment on your comment thing to let you know that you've won. You will have to come back and watch the next episode, which hopefully will be my whip parade in a week or so, give or take, to see if you've won. So if you're interested in a copy of the Book of Days, brand new, haven't written a thing in it, comment with the word book below. Please be a subscriber. Please like the video. I hope you liked the video, even though it's 90% haul. And anyway, next time I come back, hopefully next week to do that whip parade, I'll pull a winner and give this away. And, you know, January's gone, but you can still do February in it. And I'll try to mail it out in a timely fashion. That's all I had. Oh, wait, one more piece of haul. When we went down to Oklahoma to drop off those kittens, we did some antiquing on the way back, and I found these two cute little, they're like little sherbet dessert cups, but they're really pretty. And they were, I think they were $1.50 a piece. Super reasonable. My plan is to make some little pin cushions to put in the top of them. It's a plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. All right, y'all. That's all I got. That's enough, right? We're almost an hour, which is the longest video I've done in a long time. But if you amortize that over 7 months, it's, you know, less than 10 minutes a month. Why not? Please comment. Please like the video. Enter for the Book of Days if you want it. I'll get those other giveaways. Don't use the word giveaway, by the way. I'll get that other stuff sorted out as soon as I can. And I hope to see y'all again soon in much less time than 7 months. Anyway, I will see y'all soon, guys. I hope you came back to watch and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you soon. Y'all take care. God bless. Bye-bye.